there. Wow, it's kind of bright. I'm Chris Frederick, General Manager of Training here at The Good Guys. You know, last week we introduced the all-new training department because remember, training is now a part of sales. And what did we kind of learn out of that? The 3 basic principles to selling. Remember, they're not 16, so don't get crazy out there. What are the 3 basic principles we talked about? Can anyone remember? How about you out there in Arden? Sell cheese, sell fat, and sell more often. Today we're going to discuss selling fat, selling profitable at The Good Guys. And I want you to think of the fattest category that you could add on to every invoice out there. What do you think it is? It's Monster Cable, of course. You know, last year our company has done a phenomenal job selling Monster Cable. We grew that business by leaps and bounds, so we want to thank everyone out there for making that happen. And we also kind of want to thank McFats, you know, for bugging us, getting those terrible 2s to become 3s, and the 4s to become 5s, and the 7. Whoa. Okay, it looks like we. Okay. Whoa. Looks like we have a visitor out here at The Good Guys, huh? Okay. Hi. What's your name? What do you got going on here? You got a present here? Okay. Hold on. What do you got? Let go. What do we got? Looks like a. Is this not Monster Power? Multiple outlet. Power strip. Radio Shack. Wait a second. Hold on. Did he sell this to you? This guy? I think we got some problems. Hey, Joe, Bob, could you guys come in and get this guy out of here?
All right, man.
It's completely
okay.
too much.
Monster Power for you.
Monster's right over here. Let us show you the Monster Cable.
You know what? I think it's time for a monster challenge. That's right, it is the Monster Challenge. Chris Frederick once again, and I brought a couple of friends to help me along. Of course, we have Joe Novosel. Here you come. There you are.
There I am.
All right, and of course, no training would be complete without...
The Owen Frankenbuckenmeister.
All right, guys, let's take a look at some of the challenges that we have and turn them into some goals, kind of like we did before, right?
That's right. Our goal is to increase company-wide Monster Cable sales by 30%.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty large number there, Joe.
That's actually a huge number, 30%.
That is a huge number.
That is a big number, but
Look at
guess
that
what?
number.
Last year we did just that. Last year we grew the company's Monster sales by 30%.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
We did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, we did.
That's a big number for the stores, though, right? I mean,
Yes, it is.
Be it 30% next month? I mean, what does that really mean to the, you know, each individual store?
Well, what it means is, because we're already a little bit ahead of the game from last year, that translates to if your store is at or above 6.5% year-to-date in 2000.
So that's kind of the average already, right?
Your goal is to increase store sales by 1%.
All right, quick math quiz, okay? And I'll toss this out to Owen. Owen, what if I'm at, say, 7% as a store right now? What do I want to eventually be at for my goal?
Come on, Owen, you can do it.
Okay.
Remember, I'm at 7% right now.
I got it. It's 8%, okay? 7 to 8%.
You are correct, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, so we want to increase by 1%. Now, what if we're a store that's below the company average of 6.5?
If your store is below 6.5% year-to-date in 2000, your goal is to increase store sales by 1.5%.
Okay, so it's a little bit more, right?
A little more.
Okay, so, Owen, back to you, buddy. What if, say, I'm at, let's say, 4.5% for the month?
6%, buddy.
Oh, you tagged it.
Right on the number, okay.
On the nose.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We've scanned some invoices, you know, in that huge POS in the sky, right? We wanted to do some research to kind of see what is actually going on out in the stores, okay? So, remember, this is a survey of 100 invoices, and here's what we got. Subwoofers. Joe?
Out of 100 subwoofers sold last year, on average, how many rolled with Monster Cable?
Okay, so we have 100 tickets. How many of these tickets actually had Monster Cable attached to it? Why don't we, of course, the mathematician Owen, right? Let me toss this to you, man.
What do you think, Owen?
Okay, I'll take a guess. I have no idea. 47.03.
Wow, that's a pretty specific guess there, Owen.
Wow, I would imagine the stores would probably not guess that specific, but okay. Survey said...
Wow,
Bam!
47.0. You have nailed it, sir.
So
Imagine that. Where I came up with that, I couldn't tell you.
It's truly amazing.
So basically, guys, what this is telling us is less than half of the subwoofers that we've sold as a company over the last year did not include monster cable. Interesting.
So how were they hooking those things up?
Can you say lamp cord?
we don't have wireless.
Interesting,
We don't
okay.
have wireless subs yet, do we?
No, I think that
Maybe we're sending Radio Shack our most profitable business.
Okay, next question, guys. Out of 100 AV receivers that we sold last year as a company, how many of them left our store with monster cable? What do you think? It's going to be a high number, right?
Well, there's a lot of connectors on the back of a receiver.
Have you seen the
right?
back of half of it? Jeez.
I'm telling you.
So let's do this. Owen, let's go back to you, buddy.
Okay, I'm all over it. I'm going to guess again, stab in the dark, 34.85.
34. A decimal point. Okay.
Once again, you're being very
And
specific.
the survey said, bam, 34.
Owen, you
Interesting.
are amazing.
So what is this data telling us, Joe?
Well, it looks like about 1/3 of the AV receivers sold with any kind of monster cable.
So that could be either an interlink or
speaker wire.
monster power or anything, right? I kind of thought it'd be higher.
And Joe, these receivers, they come with nothing in the box, right?
That is correct, sir.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's scan some more invoices, okay?
Alrighty.
Let's say an audio because we know that's kind of where the bulk of monster cable is, right?
Okay.
Let's look at speakers.
All right.
Ready?
All right. Out of 100 speakers sold last year, how many rolled with monster cable? Owen,
This has got to be easy. This has got to be a
you know
huge
what?
number.
But you think about it. We take great pride in our speaker offerings. We have Energy, we have Polk Audio, we have Boston Acoustics, we have the legendary Klipsch speakers. I'm thinking that this number,
Big number, right?
this should be big.
Okay,
yeah.
big number.
Let's throw it over to Owen. Come on,
Owen,
man.
you seem to be the man with the really accurate guesses here. What do you think?
Joe, I really have no idea.
Would
But
this be, well, pluck from air.
okay,
A wild guess.
okay, wild plucking, 29.47.
You are amazing, sir. It is 29.47. You must be Karnak. I'm telling you.
Could be, Joe.
What
All right,
does
guys,
this mean?
let's do this. Let's move over to the video real quick.
Okay.
And maybe the numbers are a little bit better there.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
All right.
Well, I am a video man.
All right. So you
Okay,
take
so-
great pride in what your
Yes, I
department
do.
is rolling.
That is
okay?
correct.
So let's take a look at, say, digital camcorders.
All right, let's do that.
All
Okay.
right. So out of 100 digital camcorders sold at the Good Guys, how many of them left our store with some type of monster cable on?
Well, on
The ticket.
average, I'm thinking these are digital camcorders. This is a high-end things. These are the creme de la camcorders.
Ooh, crap. Yeah, don't say that too close to me, man. Kind of bothering me.
This is gotta be. I mean, these people have. I mean, a significant percentage of these people have computers.
Okay, so Owen, what do you think, man? What does the survey say?
I'll tell you, I'm going to go with 2.51.
Wait a minute. Did you understand the question here?
Out of 100, you're saying only 2?
Joe, you want to bet $100?
At this point, no.
No.
In my case, it'd be 100 CLR dollars because
Okay.
I can never get it out of my store. But anyhow, survey said, oh, look at that, 2 and I'd like to meet that .51 person myself. I don't know. Maybe he's
Weak.
coming to Foothill Ranch one day. But
So
that's amazing.
No, you would think that this would be a higher number.
I'm thinking that what these 4 questions tell us is that there is a tremendous opportunity, even though we're looking at asking for, a significant upgrade in sales. There's an opportunity there.
Absolutely, and so much so, we have to then ask ourselves, why don't customers buy monster cable?
Why don't they buy monster cable, Chris? I think we ought to throw this question to the store.
You mean like the other video?
Like the other
God,
video.
we're so consistent.
Yes, we are completely original. What we're going to ask you to do is go ahead and write down the reasons why people don't buy Monster on a flip chart.
Okay.
That would be like using a marker and a piece of flip chart paper.
Okay, so basically, Joe, come on. Basically, what's going to happen is maybe whoever's running this meeting is going to stop the tape in just a moment. You can get some things from the group in terms of what are some reasons why customers don't buy monster cable.
Right, and this should take about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll
And
go
then-
ahead and do it here
and
ourselves.
Then we'll do it as well.
And we'll
then
compare
when they're
notes.
done, they can hit play again. But for right now, what we need you to do is go ahead and stop the tape.
All right, guys, welcome back. We've got our flip chart right here. And let's compare it with your notes, okay?
Yeah, let's look at what we came up with. First off, we got, it's not offered to the customer.
Just don't say anything, they don't know, right? Next off, we came up with, you know what, the customer already has cable. You know that junk drawer that they have at the house, right?
Or the sales counselor's afraid of technology questions.
Another one is, sales counselor doesn't believe it's worth it.
And you know who you are, you know, back there in the break room. Yeah, right over that soda machine. You know, how about, you know, look, there's no room in the budget. And of course, what does that lead into, guys? What have we talked about before?
Popular price.
Right.
So, you know, look, we all came together as a group, and we looked at some of these reasons why customers, you know, aren't buying, and we're looking, well, what are some things
So we came up with a plan.
that we can do? We've got that MIG-contest, right?
All year long.
So thank you very much, Mark McDougall. All that money we're throwing to the sales counselors, the
And the
managers.
cars.
We're even giving away Audi TTs and all that fun, happy
I'd
stuff,
like to
right?
drive that car.
What else do we got?
We got an aggressive employee discount program that's 60% off, and that's designed to get that wire into your system.
Awesome. And we have a couple strategies. You know, guys, don't laugh. These are some basic strategies, but sell more monster cable and sell more power, right?
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
pretty basic.
Or maybe, how about?
Well,
Right.
instead of selling more, sell better. Sell better by presenting it using the best, better, good strategy.
Right,
Owen,
top-down
tell us
selling.
about that. Tell us a little bit more about that, Owen.
Well, it's top-down selling. I mean, you start at the best, and if the customer doesn't see the value in best, chances are that they're going to go with the better product. So it just gives them like that middle road to turn to.
And ideally, what we'd like to see is both. Sell more and sell better.
Exactly.
So this would almost be like selling PPG, right? Wouldn't we want to start with a 5-year and work our way
Exactly.
down, as
Exactly.
opposed to, well, you know, we offer a 1-year on this $5,000 television set, and when they say no, where do you go?
Nowhere.
Should this is not really any different, is it? So you know what? Let's take a look at good old Frankenstein. Let's ask ourselves here. So how do you sell monster cable? I mean, how do you actually make this happen? Because, you know,
It's not
studies-
that hard, really.
Actually, you know, believe it or not, most customers are dying to buy Monster. Okay, that joke kind of sucked. We're sorry how that got in. That'll never happen there. So, you know what? We've come up with a 5-step process. This is a
Okay.
5-step process.
Another
You
5-step
Another
process.
5-step. You know, we're taking
we
the
are.
we're taking
The
the road
5-step.
to recovery here at the Good Guys.
It's a
Right?
5-step process.
That we'd really like you to apply on your day-to-day presentation of Monster Cable to make sure that it happens.
Step number 1 is believe in it. You got to know your technology. Look, Monster Cable is not magic dust. Monster Cable holds 128 patents on wire technology. It's 99.99% pure oxygen-free copper.
Almost 100.
24K gold connectors, 100% foil shielded.
Time-correct windings, microfiber dielectric, the magnetic flux capacitor tube. That takes your sound back to the future. You got to know your technology.
Right. Is it worth it? If you don't believe, how can you sell it?
You can't.
You can't. No.
And to believe, you got to use it in your system. Take advantage of that employee accommodation program, get it in your system, and believe in it.
What was that again? 60%, guys?
60%.
It's a heck of a number. Hey, let's look at step number 2. That's budget for it.
If the customer is looking for a $2,500 system, figure $2,000 is product and $500 is Monster and PPG.
So maybe I'll let the customer know up front. Maybe you want to set a certain
absolutely.
amount of
You
stuff.
definitely want to start talking about this early on in the sale. Also, know about the financing programs that can stretch the budget for the customer.
Another thing you want to do is diagram the system with the cable to plant the seed early in the sale so that the customer can mentally budget for the cost.
And you know, we also have those diagrams in the stores. You know, those monster worksheets.
Right.
Yeah, and they could use those.
And guys, look, remember we talked about this earlier, right?
Right.
We want to talk about a complete package, so when they buy it, they're going to know that they're going to have it once. They're going to make one purchase, and they're going to keep it forever. You don't
That's
have to
right.
come back and add some things on, or go to, I don't know, Radio Shack or some other place.
And remember, Monster Cable comes with a lifetime warranty.
Hey, step 3, we want to focus on the big 4. What's the big 4?
Actually, I have no idea, Chris.
Okay, let's
I'm
move on to
teasing, I'm
step number
teasing.
4.
Okay, first off, better performance. Less noise and distortion. So you're going to get better picture and sound. Greater convenience, more reliable performance and connections.
And if you set it up this way, that's easy to remember. When you talk about better performance, you know the technologies to talk about to build that story. When you talk about less noise and distortion, you know the technologies to develop that story. As far as greater convenience and reliability, you know what those things are.
All right, Joe, we're ahead of you, man, with step number 4. And that's recommended, right?
Recommended, baby. You want to say, to get the best performance from your new receiver, TV, whatever it might be.
DVD player.
DVD player, I'll go for that. All right, how about digital camcorder? I recommend that you hook it up with a Monster cable and Monster power set.
Because you realize at the end of the sale, if you have gained their trust, any recommendation you're going to make, they're going to buy.
Right,
It's got
They're
some
gonna go
power,
for it.
absolutely. Another thing in the recommended category is use the best, better, good strategy. Start with the best. Make a strong recommendation for the best cable first. Use the packaging to build value.
You know something, don't apologize for the price. I mean, this is worth the money. You get what you pay for, and don't take the first no.
You know, next, look, you also want to talk about better. Explain that they can get 80% of the benefit of the best cable for only half the price by purchasing the better cable. What does that mean, Joe?
That means that you've built this big story about the best product. They really want it, but they're looking at it as a substantial investment. Now you're the hero because you're offering them 80% of the benefit for half the price. Most people see huge value in that, and they'll just go for that.
Then you have good. Sell the good. You know, if you want the performance for the lowest price, I strongly recommend
The IL100 series, for example.
Let's say IL400. Think about this. Think about starting with V3, moving to V1, and then going to IL400. Now, obviously, we're talking about a quality component that you're doing that kind of an attachment to, but when you start higher, you end higher.
And look, if you're new at this and you don't feel comfortable starting really at the top, no problem. You could even start at the 400, go down to the 3, and then maybe do the entry level. But always have a plan. Always make sure that you are presenting the best stuff at the very beginning. Because what happens if the customer says yes at the very first pass?
Write it up.
You kind of keep quiet. And of course, look, no matter what you do, get on that damn ticket.
And that's step 5. Say, let me add it to the invoice. And if they don't say anything, guess what that means? Write it up. If the customer objects, use the HCHC product you learned in initial sales training. Do you remember that?
For some of you old timers, you've got like the 3-digit sales number.
Hey,
right?
we got to get an old plug in here somewhere.
Okay, go ahead, man. What does it stand for?
Hear it, baby. Cushion it. Handle it. And confirm it.
So, Owen, give us a quick example. Put all those 4 together.
Okay, well, let's say the customer has an objection over price on the Monster cable.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Customer, I hear what you're saying. It is a little bit more money than you were looking to spend when you originally came in. And quite frankly, I found a lot of people, initially, they feel that same way as well. But let me tell you something. What you're going to find is that you were telling me earlier that you really want to get some good quality sound out of these speakers. And quite frankly, this Monster cable is going to deliver that sound that you were looking for. And that is what you wanted to get, isn't it?
Yes, I think I did.
Ah, brilliant.
Well, then let's write it up, baby.
right,
Come on, Joe.
You're the man, Owen.
But guys,
You the man, Joe.
what about that? Okay, you're both the men now. Shut the hell up and let me finish,
all right.
okay? What about that dreaded price objection?
The price objection.
Now, wait a second. Does this kind of sound familiar, guys?
I think we have a 5-step process for that as well.
Let's take a look at
Before
it.
we get there, remember, don't take the first no and forget it. And don't just immediately jump to generic cable. Finally, don't give away the Monster cable.
And fourthly, who is that good-looking boy on the left over there? That is one.
Owen?
Yeah, but what about that other guy with the head in the guy's hand? Oh, well. Hey, guys, we talked about no one walks on price, and we had the 5 steps, right? Real quick, let's just give a refresher course.
Step 1, do not touch the price.
Remember, it's worth it.
Step 2, financing. Okay, you've always got that in your back pocket. Remember, you got anywhere from 90 days up to 2 years of financing that you can offer a customer.
Man, that's awesome on a good guy's card.
That is. Step 3.
If that's still not good enough, right?
Right. Well, ask them. What are you looking for?
What do you
ask
want?
for a price from these people. Exactly. See what they have to say.
Next, we want to talk package, right?
Right.
The
If
big
you go-
picture.
If they're going to take it to that 4th step, talk the entire package. This is where that Monster cable becomes very key in this whole ticket. And then that last step, absolutely, you go to the boss.
And don't suggest what the boss might do. Take it to the boss and let him do it.
So guys, let's just quickly recap here. We want to go ahead and increase company-wide Monster cable by 30%.
By
That's
30%.
That's the big global picture. And if you
Right.
recall earlier,
It wasn't that big of a number, actually.
That means
when we broke it down.
That means for stores above 6.5% Monster sales, increase that store's Monster sales by 1%.
so if you guys are hitting or exceeding the company average, we want you to bump it up for 1 more percentage.
Right.
And what about you stores that are kind of below the company average?
Okay,
at
even
6.5?
now, you're just looking for a 1.5. That's it.
And gosh, we're a little slow here at the Good Guys. And how can you do this? Well, of course, you can sell more Monster cable and Monster power, right?
Right, and you want to sell better Monster using a top-down strategy. You want to use the best, better, good presentation.
And finally, what? Go ahead, Joe.
Nobody walks on price.
So hey, what's coming up next?
You'll meet as a group and continue to discuss ways to maximize your Monster cable business. And most importantly, go out there and just do it. Just make it happen. I know you can do it. We have great confidence in you.
All right, guys, look, go ahead and just turn this damn video off, have your conversation, and get out there and make it happen.
That makes it the end for us.
Okay, bye-bye for now.
See ya.